All right, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. Welcome to another edition of the State of the NFL podcast, where we talk about some of the hottest topics in all of the National Football League. And we have a treat for you. We're in the process of watching the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Dallas Cowboys. It's in the second quarter with about 6 minutes, 57 seconds left. The Arizona Cardinals are beating the Dallas Cowboys 10-0, but it is 2nd and 17 for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense. Dak Prescott looking, escapes, rolls to his right, throws the ball down the field, and it's too high for George Pickens, incomplete. He actually had him. This was a little bit too high, so this is going to bring up 3rd and 17 for them boys. I mean, tough night so far for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, this is a team that's pretty good offensively, but we know that Dak Prescott in the second half, he likes to light up the scoreboard. Sometimes they don't always resort in wins, but he's playing some really good football right now. I give Dak credit in that regard. 3rd and 17 for the Dallas Cowboys. Dak in the gun. And here's the snap. Looking, throws, and that pass is caught. And that's Ferguson. And coughed up the football, picked up by Buda Baker. And the bad night for the Dallas Cowboys continues. And the Dallas Cowboy fans are in shock right now. It's just something about the Arizona Cardinals when they play against the Dallas Cowboys. It doesn't matter how bad they are or how good they are. I mean, they're going to find a way. And look at Stephen A. Smith right next to Jerry Jones. Know he wants to laugh with that ugly pink suit on. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys are in trouble. And Jacoby Brissett is actually the starting quarterback, even though I got Kyler Murray right there. Kyler Murray is not playing in this game, but Kyler Murray's name has been linked to possibly being traded, whether it's, this year or next year. So, Kyler Murray, a lot of pressure on him, man. A lot of Arizona Cardinal fans are kind of frustrated with the quarterback play, the up and down. And, they want to see something different. And this doesn't help when you see Jacoby Brissett out there wheeling and dealing against the Dallas Cowboys. But in the Dallas Cowboys defense, what quarterback doesn't wheel and deal against them? Jacoby Brissett, 8 of 13, 82 yards and a touchdown. Jacoby Brissett out there lighting them boys up, man. Says, sup, TJ? You think the Saints trade any players tomorrow? Closer we get to that trade deadline, the less I feel like the New Orleans Saints are going to make a trade, which is the biggest issue with this team because Mickey Loomis probably sitting up here thinking he can get a first-round pick for Chris Olave. The way that Chris Olave has been playing in the production that he's had and the injuries, that he had, especially with dealing with concussions, and also Rashid Shaheed, an undrafted guy. So, he probably trying to get a second-round pick for Rashid Shaheed. Trade Kamara to New England. Alvin Kamara said he ain't want to go nowhere, so the Saints not going. They're not going to trade him. Why is Stephen A. Smith in the press box with Jerry Jones? Well, even though his whole shtick is about talking about the Dallas Cowboys after a loss, like him and Jerry Jones are like really good buddies. But look, Jerry Jones understands, man. If you watch that documentary on Netflix on the Dallas Cowboys, you kind of see, man, Jerry Jones, he with the bull, man. He with that stuff. He likes all that drama and all that kind of stuff that comes with it. He likes that stuff. I mean, that's an ugly suit, by the way. This man makes $100 million and jumps out with a suit like that, looking like he wanted the tip tones. But anyway, 1st and 10 for Jacoby Brissett and the Arizona Cardinals. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff. And the Dallas defense right there on the spot, Kenny Clark and crew. So they said enough of this, man. They've been able to run the football very effectively tonight. And the Dallas Cowboys defense, I mean, it has been shaky to say the least. Jerry Jones has been in the news also about possibly really close to making a trade. So maybe the Dallas Cowboys may look to get another pass rusher before the trade deadline, and Max Crosby was one of the names to be on the lookout for. Jacoby Brissett with time delivers the ball. This is the Trey McBride. He spins twice and he gets the first down. So really good effort right there by Trey McBride. And Jacoby Brissett right now is carving up the Dallas Cowboy defense. I mean, you look at Trey McBride. He's able to sneak out of the backfield. He started off as a blocker. He made his block a little bit of a chip and just gets downfield. And that's one thing about those tight ends. They have those delayed routes because they might help with a chip. And a lot of these defenders like lose sight of the tight ends. Travis Kelce has made a career out of that. Play action. Rolling to his left. Jacoby Brissett over just short. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Trey McBride again. It was just they weren't on the same page right there, but that kind of comes with the territory. And so Budda Baker, man, still one of the best safeties in the league, though. All right, so 2nd and 10 for the Arizona Cardinals. This time, Jacoby Brissett is under center. And a play action. Steps up. And there's a sack. So they finally be able to get him down on the ground. And Jadeveon Clowney making plays. So Jadeveon Clowney, former first overall pick back in 2014. Got picked up by the Dallas Cowboys a few weeks ago and now paying dividends. So Jadeveon Clowney is still out there making plays. All right, so 3rd and 16. The Arizona Cardinals trying to make a play. Zay Jones in motion. And here's the snap. Jacoby Brissett. Pressure. Flag on a play. Pass caught. Once again, Trey McBride, he is not going to get the first down. He lunges forward, tries to get as much as he can, but you got to believe that this is going to be holding, and it's going to be a decline penalty, so that's going to bring up 4th down. It was pretty obvious that Jadeveon Clowney got held. Seemed like he was about to get back-to-back sacks or at least pressure on Jacoby Brissett, but it's going to bring up 4th down anyway. So really good stop right there by the Dallas Cowboys. We got the pressure on Jacoby Brissett, holding on offense, and able to get off the field. Now they get the ball back to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys offense with 4 minutes and 13 seconds to try to get some points on the board before the half. Tough night so far for the Dallas Cowboys offense, man. It seems the Arizona Cardinals, shouts out to Peyton Turner, who they just showed on the sideline in street clothes, by the way. But yeah, man, it's been a tough night. You would have thought the Dallas Cowboys would have been able to, go out there and try to make it easy work, especially without Kyler Murray being a part of this team on offense. And then, you got a lot of injuries. Trey Benson, and it's blocked. And it's they pick it up, and he falls on it, and it's a touchdown by Nealon. So not the way that you would think that a touchdown would take place for the first time for the Dallas Cowboys tonight, but guess what? It's a touchdown. Special teams being special. And that could be a momentum shift. So you take a look, Sam Williams, able to get penetration, gets his hand up in the air, and it hits him in the face. I mean, he got pimp slapped with the football, and Nealon just lays on it. He didn't pull Alex Anzalone against the Kansas City Chiefs. So here we go. Brandon Aubrey for the extra point. You know this good. Come on, man. This man don't miss. But anyway, 7 points for the Dallas Cowboys. Special team showing up. So they needed that in a major way. So can the defense come back out? I mean, homeboy was so close. He got slapped with the football. My goodness. But I'm telling you right now, man, that type of stuff right there, that shifts momentum. That gets everybody fired up. Special teams, getting a touchdown, defense come back out there, try to make plays. So the Dallas Cowboys, man, they got some momentum right now. What will they do with it is the question. What will they do with it? Happy Monday. Hey, everyone. What's going on, Daniel? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by the State of the NFL for this live watch-along Dallas Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. Alfred says Saints had 2 semi-primetime games, and this what they show. No wonder why they have no real primetime games. Look, they'll have the Saints playing at 8 o'clock if they have the Saints on TV before Sunday school. Like, it's bad, man. I'm serious, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to tell y'all, like, I take a lot of pride in my analysis, and I don't try to shortchange anybody. But for those that don't know, you know, I cover the New Orleans Saints for the Bleacher Report. I got my podcast, The State of the Saints. So, but during the time where the Saints were on TV, man, I was mopping the floor. Like, man, I took advantage of the fact that the Saints had a 4:05 kickoff Eastern time, right? So, man, I got up that morning and started cleaning up the house, cleaning up the kitchen, living room, you know what I'm saying? Like, put some old English on the table, you know. Shoot. And when the game was going on, shoot, I mopped the floor. Sure, I was mopping the floor while the Saints were playing. I was mopping my floor while the Rams were mopping the floor with the Saints. So I was mopping the floor and the Rams were mopping the floor. So I feel like I was locking step with them boys. Shoot. Like, so, but yeah, man, I mean, that's what I was doing yesterday, man, because the team is unwatchable at this point. Unwatchable, man. Cowboys make a play. Well, it looked like they did, man. They made a play. Check that man for concussion. TJ, I didn't miss the live earlier. What was the topic? Well, the live earlier, we just had a conversation. Normally, Trizzy, what we do is we do our final thoughts on Monday of the previous game. But, man, we just kind of talked about, man, what was that? Hold on. We got Dortch, who ran into his own player, and then he tried to reverse field, got about 2 more yards. But yeah, man, we were just talking about Gail Benson, Mickey Loomis, and the issue that they got going on in New Orleans and how they got this buddy system and how it's just killing his football team. So yeah, I was pretty real about it, man. So probably ain't make no friends on airline tonight, but I do not care. I don't care if I'll never step foot on airline, as a member of the media. That ain't stopping me. And if that's the case, then I don't want it either. If I can't be honest about what the heck going on, we all can see it. The Saints will be on with BET Uncut. Hey, y'all remember them HBCU games they used to have on BET? That's where they would have put the New Orleans Saints game. That like round 10, 11 o'clock on a Saturday. And be on with the infomercials at night with the preacher that be on there at 2 o'clock in the morning talking about God. And now here's the Saints. That what they'll have. He'll be the one to be setting up. And coming up immediately following this, after you hear the infomercial for Solid Gold Souls, will be the New Orleans Saints Los Angeles Rams game. Stay tuned. But anyway, 1st and 10 for the Arizona Cardinals. Got a play action. Jacoby Brissett stays in the pocket, throws the ball down the field. That pass is caught, and that is by Marvin Harrison Jr., who's having a monster night. I believe that's his 6th reception of the night, and that's going to bring up a 1st and 10. So keep the old chain moving. Marvin Harrison, I don't know if people have seen this, but he seemed like he has found his groove. Early in the season, man, he was struggling a little bit with some drops. He had that real big game against, I believe it was the 49ers. And, that game kind of turned it around for him. He had a big game, and he continues to improve and impress. Got to be impressed with what you see from Marvin Harrison Jr. 1st and 10. Play action. Looking. tries to go deep. Instead, checks it down to Higgins, the backup tight end. Takes a big hit, but it doesn't matter. And that's the reason why you need to go ahead and wrap up and tackle. Why you trying to flex your muscle, my dude? Kenneth Murray, former Oklahoma Sooner, tried to hit him with the hit stick. Instead, this guy just kept rolling. But we're at the 2-minute warning. So Brian Schottenheimer and the Dallas Cowboys trying to find some momentum. But that defense is trash. I'm sorry, it's just true, Dallas Cowboy fan. You know it, I know it. Shouts out to my girl, Aisha Morris. TJ, what's your thoughts about college players with on our team? I'll pick on the number 1 NFL Draft 26. I'd rather play my PS5 until Mickey Loomis gone for real. Next season comes and I'm still with the who dat. Well, look, Jeremiah, look, Mickey Loomis ain't stopping nothing for me. All right, I'm still gonna be a Saints fan. I'm still gonna be, as Aaron say, black and gold till I'm dead and cold. You feel me? But it's still unwatchable. It's still unwatchable, man. I can understand why people rather do something else with their Sunday afternoons. I completely and utterly understand that. But yeah, that ain't stopping nothing, man. I ain't putting no bag on my head. I ain't sitting up here trying to, say, man, the Aints this and the Aints that, even though they playing like the Aints back in the day. But look, I'm a Saints fan. Look, if I were cheering for these dudes and creating content and bragging and boasting when they was winning, man, I'm gonna see them through the tough times. But they gotta meet me halfway, right? I want to change, right? But you gotta help me change with you. I can't be the only one in the relationship trying to change. Like, we gotta get this thing done, folks. Like, for real, you gotta meet me halfway. I can't be at the counselor. I can't be at the therapist and you ain't coming. Like, we both got to sit on this couch. We both got to talk about our problem. I ain't the only one with problems here. Shaking my head, why dudes try to hit stick like this Madden or something? I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess he's trying to rile up his teammates. I don't know. This don't make no sense. Is your hooded sweatshirt referring to the government ordinance department? What? No. Nah, man. Look, mine says God got me. That's what it stands for. God got me. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. If it's something political, I definitely don't know what it is. I don't even watch anything political. But anyway, 2nd and 3, and I'll read yours in a second, Trizzy. And there's a run. I believe that's Michael Carter tried to run it up the middle and goes absolutely nowhere. Dante Fowler right there Carter just gets stonewalled. I mean, absolutely stonewalled. Excuse me, Knight, I mean, like, man, they have been decimated at the running back position. Michael Carter probably hurt. Knight is maybe like the 3rd or the 4th string running back. But I can tell you right now, there's a few teams out here that they can probably make a trade for a running back. But 3rd and 3 for the Arizona Cardinals. Back to Trizzy. Trizzy says, I'm going to go check out that episode tomorrow when I run. So sad we're in this position as fans and a team. Who that for life, though? Yeah. It's sad, man, because you have higher-ups don't want to make tough decisions. Buddy system. Buddy system is killing the Saints. Buddy system is killing the Saints. They out there, and like I said, the closer we get to this trade deadline, the nervous I'm getting that they ain't gonna make no real tough decisions. 3rd and 3 for the Arizona Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett under center, and the Cowboys look like they're showing blitz. They're gonna try to bring pressure here. And Cloudy tries to get around the corner. He checks it down to Knight, and Knight gets around the corner, and that's enough for the first down. So Jadeveon Clowney is having a monster night. He's able to get pressure, but Jacoby Brissett just throws the ball right over him. So this has been impressive. Look at this right here. You got the offensive lineman, that's in motion. right? Using your athletic offensive linemen to be able to be lead blockers. So Jacoby Brissett having a monster first half, 14 of 20, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 1st and 10 for the Arizona Cardinals. And here's the snap. Jacoby Brissett was in a gun. He throws it, and he checks it down again tonight, and Knight gets another first down. So you have to wonder, like, what is going on here? Like, maybe they need to reconsider playing this type of coverage. I understand, like, you just trying to keep everything in front of you, but just got to be able to make these adjustments. A little bit of a delayed blitz. Nobody's around Knight. I mean, it's pretty much pitch and catch right here. And back-to-back first downs for Knight. All right, so Jacoby Brissett in the gun, minute and 44 seconds left, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Here's the snap. Looking, throws it. And he tries to get it to Trey McBride. That pass is incomplete. Trey McBride feels like it should have been a flag, but the ref says, no, sir. So let's take a look. Did he turn him around? No, I don't think so. No, I don't see anything. I don't feel like anything was egregious. I think that was the right call by the referee. Now he didn't turn him or anything like that. Did he put his hands on his waist? Yes, but he didn't try to twist him or anything. 2nd and 10, and here's the handoff, and this is to Dortch, and Dortch tries to get up the field, the special teamer, and he gets close to a first down, but the clock continues to tick. So this is not good for the Dallas Cowboys, and the defense just continues to struggle. And this is what you don't want. I mean, so you can kind of milk this clock if you are the Arizona Cardinals. Like, you can tick it down. The Dallas Cowboys don't want to use their timeouts here, which it doesn't seem like they're going to. All right, so here we go. Matt Eberflus, former head coach of the Chicago Bears, now defensive coordinator of the Cowboys. Now he gets around the corner. I don't know what he's waiting on. Should have been a touchdown about 5 seconds ago. Man, look, you got to make a play. If he would have cut to the inside, that would have been a touchdown. I mean, he had 3 guys out in front. But anyway, 52 seconds left. 1st and goal. He did get the first down. But man, like, come on, dude. Like, you had three offensive linemen in front, and Dallas Cowboys looked like they had about maybe 2. So all you got to do is cut in. You got yourself a touchdown tonight. That hoodie is tough, TJ. I appreciate that, Slim. Appreciate it, man. What are your thoughts on Jalen Phillips? Jalen Phillips got traded to the Eagles. I think the rich just continue to get richer, and you got to give credit to Howie Roseman and for doing, doing his thing. Like, man, Howie gets it done. And he's never satisfied. And that's the way that you want to play. Like, that's the way you want to play, man. You'll never want to be satisfied. I don't care what your record is. Always try to find ways to improve your team. And Phillips will add to their pass rush. All right, so 1st and goal. Here's the handoff. Knight goes down immediately. That's not going to be a first down. So you got Solomon Thomas out there making plays. And it looked like he had opportunity, man. But those walls close up real quick, man. You got both guys coming off the edge real fast, and you got to make a quick decision. But he's short, man. He is short. So I mean, this is actually helping. The Dallas Cowboys. I would say the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, you want to score, but it's also causing you, like for the Dallas Cowboys to use up all their timeouts. And Jacoby Brissett sneaks it in for the touchdown. Jacoby Brissett, 2 first half touchdowns, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground. So Jacoby Brissett, man, out here outplaying Dak Prescott. Who would have thought? And the Arizona Cardinals have got the Dallas Cowboy fans quiet as church mice in AT&T. And that's a stadium that holds over 100,000 people, folks. I mean, it's pretty easy, man. I mean, but you could tell, like, nobody expected for him to sneak that football. I don't know why. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, more of a pocket passer, but he can move. So 49 seconds left. 16-7 with the extra point pending. Just absolute shock, man. Snap placement, kick on the way. Good. Jacoby Brissett, man, how about it? Yeah, man. I go to a Saints bar here in DC every Sunday, even though we know they're gonna lose. Hey, man, that's loyalty right there. Shouts out to my boy Jono. Went out there to LA to watch them boys get waxed. My goodness. I hope it was just for that, Jono. I hope. That's my guy, man. Shouts out to Jono, but man, I hope it wasn't just for no Saints game, bro. Man, my goodness. To see them boys go out there, man, them tickets are not cheap. To see the New Orleans Saints go out there and get smoked like that, man. Everyone is talking trash to me right now. That the team is 1-8, knowing I'm a big trash talker. It pains me, but it's cool. My time will come. Look, the cream always rises to the top, as the Macho Man Randy Savage says, right? So look, they can talk right now. I just tell people, man, get them jokes in right now. Because he who laughs last laughs loudest. Right now, you know, the Saints are a walking, talking comedy act. I kind of laugh myself. Brissett is a solid backup quarterback. Yep. Gonna stay getting a check because that's what he is, a solid backup quarterback. Come in, can make plays, you know, can facilitate the ball. You can do that, man. You have a long career in the NFL. Arizona Cardinals offense did good on the field. TJ, offense and defensive linemen are a dog mentality for real. I mean, they're looking good tonight, but they got their issues, man. They not the most solid bunch in the world. Then the Dallas Cowboys defense is just horrible. Them boys can't stop a nosebleed. The Cardinals look better than the Saints. That's an understatement. When they score 17 points. Now, when they score 7, they look better than the Saints. Hey, TJ, I hope the Cowgirls get beat. I have friends always clowning about the Saints. He is a big Cowgirls fan. Look, man, I'm not the biggest Cowboy fan at all. Like there's two teams that, you know, man, look, I don't lose no sleep talk, you know, when it comes to talking about them. Dallas Falcons. For real. So, but you know, there's a few players on the Cowboys team that I like. Brissett is solid, but not sure if you have pressure all day in your face. Yeah, I mean, look, no quarterback gonna be good if you got pressure all in his face all day. Unless he's Lamar Jackson or something. But even Lamar, you know, you don't want pressure all in his face. We trash, but I don't duck any smoke as a who that. I'ma still troll opposing team. All I gotta say is you better win. Turpin getting around the corner. Big run right there. Gets to about the 34, 35-yard line. So Kevontae Turpin, one of the best special teams players in the NFL, is able to make it more interesting. I mean, we know Brandon Aubrey has a big leg, so they probably already in field goal range. We seen Cam Little hit that 68-yard field goal, which is a record. I would like to see if Brandon Aubrey can hit a 69-yard field goal. Like if he can hit this, if he can hit like a 69-yard field goal, shoot. Let's see. Dak Prescott rolling, and he just throws it out of bounds. So pressure on Dak Prescott. See, they talking about it right now on there. Look at that. Y'all know my commentary good. Look, they already look. I ain't got none of that. What they got, somebody probably already told them in their ear. Shit, I already mentioned it. God dog it. Oh man. Ooh, man. I hope he all right. That looked ugly. We know that he had that severe ankle injury when he broke his ankle. All right, Ferguson getting around the corner to the 40. Hold on to that football. All right, so 27 seconds left. 26, 25. All right, so it's career long. All right, see if we can get a couple more yards on the play. Check it down. There it is. Get out of bounds. All right, 14 seconds left. You might get an opportunity. Oh, wait. Whoa. Spike the ball. I'm about to say, spike the ball. My goodness. Okay. Are y'all going to kick it? Man, I wanted to see if we can. I wish they would have made 69 yards. All right, so let's see if he can make this, man. He capable. He capable. Hey, man, I want to see if he can make a 69-yard field goal. All right, let's see if he can do it. Snap. No, he missed. Wow. Two things that you don't normally see. A 68-yard field goal and Brandon Aubrey missing one. Dang. It looked like he confused. Like, what happened? I don't think I ever seen that dude miss a field goal. But look, that's a tall ask right there, asking a guy to kick a 68-yard field goal. But I still put him out there again for it. I wonder why I'm the only one on the State of the NFL podcast. I don't know, man. I guess most people, because most people probably watching this on X, watching it on the State of the Saints and some other platforms. But look, I encourage people to please subscribe to the State of the NFL channel. All right, State of the NFL. Make sure I'll go ahead and put that link in there. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, State of the NFL. We need that channel to grow as well. A lot of people, conveniently click on the State of the Saints podcast because they're already a part of it. But I'll put the link inside of the comments so you all can click on it and subscribe if you have not already. Says I like Lamar. He said take out the ping pong table for the rest of the season, then balls out to back it up. Yeah, man. Shoot, get these guys focused. I mean, they got a chance to, come back in this division. Ain't nobody really running away with it. I mean, to me, the Steelers, they just end up winning the division because everybody else terrible. Joe Burrow out majority of the season. Then you got the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Clowns again. So, man, it's not like they can't get back into this race. Dude from Jacksonville made a 68-yarder. Which groupie can make some field goals on a consistent basis? Yeah, Cam Little, he hit that mug. YouTube TV don't have ABC channels no more. Yeah, I heard that. It was a conflict between YouTube TV and Disney, is what I heard. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and step away. Y'all know how we do it, man. Halftime report. We'll be back for the start of the second half. Go ahead and get yourself some water, something to eat, and chill out just for the halftime, and then we'll be back for the start of the second half. Keep it locked right here, State of the NFL podcast. Yeah. Welcome back. State of NFL podcast started the second half. Arizona Cardinals have the ball. Jacoby Brissett play action, throws the ball. That pass is caught, and that's to Mike Wilson. Mike Wilson still running. Tries to get past to Ryan Bland, and a big-time play from Jacoby Brissett to Mike Wilson. 50 yards. I mean, just got him, man. Just frozen him. Where is the, I don't know. Where's the safety on that? What was Thomas thinking? That's the question. What was Thomas thinking? Unbelievable. 1st and 10. Arizona Cardinals coming out the locker room, trying to put boots to behind. And here's the handoff. This is to Knight. Knight tries to get around the corner, and he does. To the 20, to the 10. Gets past the 10-yard line to about the 9 or the 8. 1st and goal. I mean, just surgical right now, the Arizona Cardinals. What is going on with the Dallas Cowboys? They can't stop a nosebleed. I mean, they cannot get off the field. Doesn't matter who it is. Trying to pull up some stats here. I mean, who are these guys is the question. I mean, Bam Knight. Here we go. A little bit of a missed exchange right there, but it don't matter. It's a flag, though. So Bam Knight, let's learn a little bit about Bam. Like I said, the Arizona Cardinals have been decimated by injuries at the running back position. They lost James Conner for the season. Then they lost Trey Benson, the backup for the season. But Bam Knight, who is 24 years old, he's from NC State, and he's in his 3rd season. All right, so getting the opportunity of a lifetime tonight, running the ball really well, really good pad level right now. So, and as far as Jacoby Brissett, I mean, 16 to 23, 208 yards right now. So, man, I mean, the Arizona Cardinals is doing whatever the heck they want right now offensively. If you're the Dallas Cowboys, you just got to hope that they don't score and you kick a field goal here. But Jonathan Gannon's Arizona Cardinals are looking really good right now. So 1st and goal, Jacoby Brissett in the gun. Nobody in the backfield. Here's the snap. Looking, throws it, tries to drive it, and that pass is caught. Trey McBride, touchdown. And just like that, go right down the field, the Arizona Cardinals, making it look easy. Dallas Cowboys defense in shambles right now. I mean, first off, no pressure on the quarterback. I don't care if you are Patrick Mahomes or you're just, middle of the pack quarterback. You give any quarterback that type of time, they're going to be able to deliver the ball. And the Arizona Cardinals putting boots to behind. Do you hear me? 24-7. Trey McBride has to be top 3 tight end in the league right now. I absolutely agree. He definitely wanted on that next wave. Trey McBride, Brock Bowers. You can throw Sam Laporta in there. He ain't been in the league very long. Like those guys are part of the conversation. Juwan Johnson. I'm just playing. But y'all get what I'm saying. Like guys like Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta. Those guys like the Gatson. He looks like he's going to be legit. He's a rookie tight end out of over there with the Chargers. Yeah, he looks pretty good. So yeah, you got a couple guys out there, man. That's in that next wave of great tight end. TJ, thanks for calling the game. I have once again found the will to live. I appreciate that, man. You think McBride is better than Bowers? No, I don't. I don't. I think Brock Bowers is the best, the best of the young tight ends, the ones that have been in the league. Like I say, I give 4 or 5 years. Brock Bowers is probably the best of them. They losing versus backup quarterback. I mean, Jacoby Brissett. I mean, come on, man. But Jacoby Brissett is a very credible quarterback, man. He's very capable. He's very capable of making plays. So I mean, there's a reason why like people use Jacoby as a bridge quarterback because they know he's gonna be able to run that offense and then you're gonna have a chance to win. So it's not that big of a surprise, man. We're gonna put some respect on Jacoby Brissett's name. He can play. He may not be like a every week starter, but if you need somebody for 3 or 4 games to keep your team head above water, he can do it. Arizona Cardinals offense doing their thing on the field, TJ. They got some dogs on them tonight for real, for real. Yeah, they picking those guys apart. Jacoby ain't no punk. Have some, yeah, man, like there's a reason why, you know, I know we pay attention to the guys that consistently are starters. We don't pay attention to the backup until our team actually needs a backup. But I mean, there's a reason why Jacoby Brissett, like with the Colts, with the Patriots, you know, like these are teams where they trust him. And now we're seeing it with Arizona. They're trusting him. And look at what he's doing out there. Like I said, he's not going to do that every week. Not going to do it every week. But if you need him for about 3 or 4 games, man, he can do it. He can get it done. The Cardinals probably have a top 5 defense right now. They got a lot of guys that can get to the quarterback, and you can't zero in on just one, and that's an advantage. Turpin on a return, and it looked like he just tried to lunge forward with his shoulder. I don't know what was up with that. I guess he was just trying to brace for impact. You know he was going to get hit. But Jacoby Brissett, man, I mean, when and if you watch Arizona throughout the season, man, they did not look like this with Kyler Murray. And unfortunately, that's not a good look for Kyler. You know, that the fact that Jacoby, with these weapons, like we've seen him connect with Mike Wilson. We've seen him connect with Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride on countless occasions. They try to get the ball to Javonte Williams, and he tries to get up the middle, and it's been a relatively quiet night. Very, very quiet night for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, Jacoby Brissett probably having his best game of his career almost, at least match it. All right, so Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys have got to do something here. 2nd and 7, Dak under center. Here's the snap. 3-step drop, throws, that pass is caught, and that's to Luke Shoemaker, the backup tight end, the former Michigan Wolverine, gets the first down. I always just wonder, like, is it because Jake Ferguson is so good that Luke Shoemaker is kind of an afterthought? I think he's a talented guy. He was really good at Michigan. On little tempo right here, play action. Dak throws, pass, incomplete. And Will Johnson all up on CeeDee Lamb. Draped up, dripped out on him. All right, so Will Johnson, speaking of former Michigan Wolverines, and he's just right there, man, able to knock the ball out of his hands. Really good coverage right there by Will Johnson, who is slowly becoming a very promising young corner in the league. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 10. CeeDee Lamb, very quiet night. 2 receptions for 20 yards, targeted 4 times. Dak looking, throws, pass, caught. Jake Ferguson breaks the tackle, tries to fight for extra yards, but they're able to get them down on the ground, and that's a 1st and 10. And that's what the Dallas Cowboys need. So Cowboys trying to play a little tempo right here. You got Dak trying to call it from the line, and that's what they try to do. They try to speed up, use tempo, try to take advantage of the mismatches on defense. All right, because we know when you play tempo, it's hard for a team to substitute defensively. All right, so 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. A little bit of a delay. Spin move by Williams. Really good move right there. And he's able to get up the field past the 20-yard line, get to about the 19. So really good effort right there. I mean, you had the Arizona Cardinals defensive line that was going to stop him in a backfield, and he just puts his foot into the ground, does a little spin move, hits Calais Campbell with the circle button, and then all of a sudden, I mean, look, 4 years ago, it ain't happening. Calais Campbell, 39 years old, is happening. All right, so here we go. Here's the handoff also to Williams again. This time he leans forward, get past the line of scrimmage, gets about 2 or 3 yards on the plate. So you got Birch and Buda Baker and other defensive linemen on the tackle there. Not much for Vontae Williams. All right, so it's 2nd and 8. Plenty of time for you to be able to facilitate a comeback. We've seen Dak Prescott do this on countless occasions. This is usually where Dak Prescott comes alive, when he has to throw the ball all over the place. 2nd and 8 for the boys. All right, so here we go. Looking, quick pass. And it's incomplete. Jake Ferguson had to go airborne, just couldn't come down with it. Dak was under pressure, had to get rid of the ball quickly. Probably if the ball didn't have to come out his hand so quickly, it probably was going to be a Jake Ferguson touchdown. But anyway, Myron Davis has tried to do the best he can to try to get a block in, but it just to no avail. All right, so here we go. Dak Prescott, 10 of 21, 112 yards. Rough night, but trying to get into the end zone. 3rd and 8. Throws, pass, and that pass is caught. And that's the 1st and goal. That is a man catch right there, ladies and gentlemen. And why is he saying that George Pickens? That is not George Pickens. In fact, that is CeeDee Lamb. And I mean, that was tough. That is a tough catch. You catch it right there, know that you're going to take a hit, and still take it, man. I mean, pretty impressive right there. That's the one you're going to feel in the middle of the night when that adrenaline runs out. All right, so here we go. Here's a handoff. This is the Williams. Gets up the field, and he gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. He may have lost the yard if he didn't get back to the line. All right, so 2nd and goal. You got to be impressed with the Arizona Cardinals defense, even though this drive seems like it's a little more successful than others for the Dallas Cowboys. You know, they still are fighting out there, man, and they are making sound tackles. You know, for the exception that Calais Campbell missed tackle, I mean, Arizona's been wrapping up pretty well. 2nd and goal. Dak Prescott in the gun. Here's the snap. Looking, goes through his progressions. Somebody behind him, and he is down. Sack. And Montez Sweat. Excuse me, that may be Josh Sweat, if I'm not mistaken. I think Montez played for the Chicago Bears. All right, so got away with some holding there. But nonetheless, excuse me, that was Josh Sweat. Hey, I kind of like Montez. Yeah, Montez played for the Bears, excuse me. All right, so here we go. 3rd and goal. Dak, pass, caught, and he's hit immediately. Kevontae Turpin is taken down by Burke. So that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now it's decision time for Brian Schottenheimer and his Dallas Cowboys, and he elects to kick a field goal. Very, very Dennis Allen-ish, very Kellen Moore-ish, but they're going to get 3 points right there. Try to put that on the board. All right, so here we go. Dak Prescott, a little underneath, out route right there by Kevontae Turpin, and really good sound tackling right there by the Arizona Cardinals. So a 26-yard attempt, much easier for Brandon Aubrey than a 68-yarder. Snap, placement, kick on the way, and it is good. All right, so, I mean, that was more easier to ask for than a 68-yard field goal. Actually, TJ, it was Keith Sweat. Yeah, it definitely wasn't Keith Sweat. it was actually Josh Sweat. I'm like, that wasn't right. But I was already into it, so. Arizona Cardinals is a real ass kick, just like the beat Brock Lesnar beat John Cena on WWE WrestlePalooza, TJ. Yeah, man, that was a butt whooping, which was for absolutely no reason when you think about it, because now they're about to have the John Cena tournament. The Time Is Now tournament. So John Cena got whooped by Brock Lesnar for absolutely no reason for him not to even get his get back, unless Brock Lesnar about to enter this tournament, which I don't know because I haven't watched wrestling tonight. Saints 12-0 on Madden. I traded for Dart, TJ, and Brian Thomas, and the second Well, that's a way for you to turn it around. All we gotta do is have you as the GM pulling off moves like that. Jay turns heel. I think he already showed signs that he was turning heel. I think he already been showing signs anyway. That Cargill versus Tiffany match was a real kicking. Yeah, I think she needed that type of match. And Tiff had a way out because they already how she talked about how she got attacked and she was injured and she won 100%. So that was her way out. But it's good to see Jade Cargill finally get the championship, man. I mean, everybody knows she came into WWE very inexperienced, wasn't prepared, and she turned it around. So credit to her. Credit to her, man. TJ, if I was the GM, trust me, we'll stay winning. Y'all might as well vote for me. Look, need to vote for you or somebody, man. Need to come up in there. Like, just don't be just don't be shaking hands and giving too much eye contact out there. I'm just kidding. Jay been a face for 3 years, probably a good time for a turn. Well, it seems like fans are kind of turning on him anyway, right? Because they feel like he's getting like the Roman treatment. But look, man, that's what the internet wrestling community do. Like, they hype a guy up, give him a chance, and then finally give him a chance, and he wins the big one, and then all of a sudden, I'm tired of him. Okay, why such and such ain't winning? Like, can't never satisfy him. Can't never satisfy the internet wrestling community. Sorry, folks, it's the truth. Can't never satisfy him. Cody finished his story. Now they don't want him to be champion no more. Dortch on the return, gets around the corner and gets to about the 39-yard line. Really good return right there by Dortch. So he set the Arizona Cardinals up in really good field position. It just reminds me of just one of them games where it's just like, okay, the offense, they can move the football. They put some points on the board, but defense can't stop nobody. And you look at the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, allowing 31.3 points per game. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you got to just take a look at what other teams are doing. Yeah, you got to look at what other teams are doing, right? Because if you don't, you'll, think that it's only happening to you. But their defense is terrible. All right, so anyway, 1st and 10, Jacoby Brissett. Here's a handoff. That's at DeMarcano that time. All right, haven't really seen much of him tonight. Why would you? Because Bam Knight has been running the ball really well. So it doesn't matter who's in the lineup. It just doesn't matter. All right, statement from Jerry Jones. We certainly have made a trade, and we may make a couple more trades before the deadline. We made one. We possibly could make 2 more, and I'm going to wait and let you read about that when we send out tomorrow's paper. I believe that's what it's – okay. So I guess he's looking at it like, okay, man, we're gonna make a trade. But if he can make a trade for Max Crosby, man, like, and we already know Max Crosby is disgruntled. Sorry, Josh, it's the truth. All right, so here we go. Here's a handoff here. This is Imorcano again. He gets around the corner and just bad tackling, shoddy, spotty tackling, man. My goodness, man. Like, it doesn't matter who's running the football. They cannot wrap up. They cannot tackle. I mean, these guys are. It's not like they not. If you can tackle, I mean, you getting stops. But the fact is, they can't wrap these guys up. You can't wrap them up. God, I despise smarts. Yeah, I'm like it's every year. There's always somebody. But anyway, Imorcano again bounces to the outside. Too much tap dancing for me, but he does get the first down. Man. But you can't do that too much tap dancing right there. He out there with he Fred Astaire. Like, just get upfield. Just get up the field. But really good running right there by Imorcano. A little bit of a change of pace from Bam Knight. So using two guys that probably wouldn't even be playing right now if Trey Benson and James, well, ain't no probably, they won't be playing. But 1st and 10 for Jacoby Brissett and Arizona Cardinals. Jacoby under center. Here's the play action. And he gets pressure. He gets around the corner, looking, and he just throws the ball out of bounds. So a really good decision right there by Jacoby Brissett. Had pressure all up in his face. He was able to evade the pressure. tried to look down the field. Nobody was open, so he just chunked it out of bounds. So smart decision right there. And Matt Eberflus is just still trying to figure it out. And if you give up points on this drive, it's pretty much some slow singing and flower bringing. I don't care if you got Dak Prescott, who can throw for 500 yards on the side or not. Like, it's going to be tough for you to be able to come back because your defense is going to need some stops. And 2nd and 10. Here's the snap. A little bit of a low snap. That pass is caught to Marvin Harrison Jr. Gets around the corner to the 20. And they're saying he stepped out of bounds. So stepped out of bounds before he was able to make that move to get up the field. All right, so here we go. Comes off the line, runs it. I mean, just runs like a little 5-yard hitch route right there and just stiff-arm Devon Bland, who recently got a contract extension, and he steps out of bounds. But still, man, what a play. And it's good, like, man, he's finding his stride right there, man, because people were concerned about him. But there's nothing to be concerned about now because he's balling. All right, so anyway, 1st and 10. All right, 4 seconds on the clock. Got to get this ball off. Here's the snap. Toss play. Emo O'Connell getting around the corner, past the line of scrimmage. Big tackle right there by Thomas, the safety. All right, so getting a little chippy out there. I mean, a lot of frustration tonight from the Dallas Cowboy defense trying to figure out this Arizona Cardinals offense who has been rolling tonight. And, you know, sometimes it can get a little frustrated, man, not being able to get tackles, not being able to get off the field on 3rd down. So, you know, a little slinging right there from the offensive line. I mean, you're probably not going to win that going up against a big man like that. All right, so a little bit of a delayed handoff right here to Emo O'Connell again. So heavy dose to Emo O'Connell right now instead of Bam Knight. Like I said, Bam Knight has looked, you know, pretty well, you know, throughout the night. But, I mean, when you can get yourself a little 1-2 punch like this and clock continues to tick, this is a long drive, by the way, a long drive. I mean, this is killing clock, you know, just slow, methodical drive right here. So smart decision-making right here by the Arizona Cardinals, understanding, okay, man, we just trying to keep this clock moving, control the time of possession, and try to get out of here with a victory. Okay, so 3rd and 5 for the Arizona Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett in the gun. Emo O'Connell in the backfield alongside him. Tries to throw a block, quick pass. That pass, I don't know if it was tipped or just short, but it was intended for Trey McBride, and they're saying it's a flag. And they're trying to figure it out. Was it indeed pass interference? Saying Thomas is saying, man, wait a minute. So let's see what they call. So no foul as the referees discussed it. So let's take a look. All right, so Trey McBride tries to get the inside, a little bit of a push off there, but I don't know. I mean, the ball was behind him, so it was basically uncatchable. And you also have to take into account it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. So regardless if it was pass interference or not, the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, so can't call that anyway. So, all right, so here we go. Chad Ryland in for a 34-yard attempt. Put his team up by 17. Snap, placement, kick on the way, and it is good. So 27-10. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys were able to kind of stop the bleed in there. They didn't allow Arizona to get 6, but they did indeed allow them to get 3. Our defense is nowhere near as bad as Dallas, Cincy, Titans, and the Jets. Yeah, that is true. TJ, I've been watching specials about Red Cardinals. They're a lot of tougher than I thought. They got courage. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't like really watched you know, a lot of specials on it, but I mean, I think when a lot of people like you know, think about Cardinals or whatever like that, or different birds, you know, they just think they just harmless or whatever. I think it's reasons why, you know, teams decide to pick certain you know, certain type of birds to name their teams after. I don't think they want to name him after a bird that ain't ferocious or vicious or have scrap or grit. You're gonna name them the Pigeons. I ain't never seen no team named the Pigeons. Anybody ever seen a team nicknamed the Pigeons? Man, we the Pigeons. Yeah, so I don't know, man. But this game is getting a little bit ugly. I don't think anybody expected for the game to be as out of hand as it is. I thought that the Dallas Cowboys probably would have been able to put up a better fight than this, even though I know that they struggle against Arizona historically. That's just been what their thing. It doesn't matter if the Dallas Cowboys are good or like they average. Like Arizona always seems to have their number. Let's see. Heck no. Imagine the Arizona Robins. Yeah. And everybody was trying. You want a bird that's ferocious, right? you want a bird that feel like you can strike some fins to somebody. Yeah, but I mean this game is getting a little bit out of hand. Even though the Arizona Cardinals kicked the field goal, I mean they took a lot of time off the clock. Let's see how much time they took off this clock, man. All right, so his last drive, it was 9 plays, 45 yards, took 4 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock. You feel like it took longer than that. Yeah. So it's about 9 plays, man, 45 yards. It seems like that drive was much longer than that. All right, so Brian Schottenheimer telling people to shove things up there behind. That's exactly what the Arizona Cardinals are doing right now. It's just all right, so let's see what this is. All right, so quick kick right there to Turpin, tries to get around a corner, gets as much as he possibly can. So, a little bit of respect right there for Turpin, some really good runs. So they decided not to kick it towards him. All right, so Nick Rawlins, 3rd season as the Cardinals defensive coordinator. So he's been in the NFL for 8 seasons. Really good performance tonight. And probably going to be in that next wave of coaches, putting forward like performances like this. So, all right, so here we go. 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. You got Dak in the gun. Got to believe they're going to be throwing most of this. Little quick snap right there. That pass is caught. CeeDee Lamb trying to fight up the field. They're going to give him forward progress, but he's still going to be short of the 1st down. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left, and it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Dallas Cowboys. They got to be on the move, on the hop, if you will. Probably going to have to show a little bit more tempo on his drive, which they are. Dak Prescott in the gun on a 2nd and 1. CeeDee Lamb in motion. They hand the ball off. This is to Davis, who is like the 3rd or the 4th string running back. And just time continues to tick in on the side of Jonathan Gannon's Arizona Cardinals. So the Dallas Cowboys probably going to be using tempo going forward. Dak Prescott, snap, in the gun, pump fakes, looks, scrambles, rolls to his right, slings the ball down the field. That pass is caught. CeeDee Lamb wide open. And he goes to the 20. And he gets tripped up at the 20-yard line. Dak Prescott escapes the pocket, still looking downfield. And Will Johnson, maybe he just thought that Dak was under duress, wasn't going to be able to get the ball down the field. And CeeDee Lamb, one of the best wide receivers, the best wide receiver on the Dallas Cowboys. Depends on if you're looking at him or George Pickens. Can't leave a guy like that wide open. 1st and 10. Dallas Cowboys. Dak in the gun again. Calling out his protections. Wait a minute. There's a whistle. So Arizona calls a timeout here. So maybe it was Jonathan Gannon's way of kind of calming down his team, man. Dak Prescott showing that escapability, that Houdini type football that he is known for, finding CeeDee Lamb, trying to keep this thing alive, trying to keep it interesting. We know Dak Prescott, we know that he can make some things happen. See, Dak Prescott can throw for 300 like it ain't nothing. All right, so here we go. Dak Prescott, 59 seconds left in the third quarter after the timeout by the Arizona Cardinals, trying to get a stop. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's the snap, pass, tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. That's going to bring up second down for the Dallas Cowboys. So Walter Nolan in his first game, playing in his first game, he's been dealing with an injury. This is his first game tonight. So Walter Nolan comes back and, just puts that big paw in the air. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 10 for Dak Prescott. Here's the handoff. This is to Williams. He tries to get up the field. He gets absolutely nothing. He lost the yard. So Walter Nolan, again, back-to-back plays, starting to flash right here in your face. 42 seconds remaining. So like I said, this is his first game. He's been dealing with an injury, but, man, what a talent. And this guy could be a difference maker for the Arizona Cardinals. Could be one of those cornerstone players they've been looking for defensively. All right, so here we go. Quick pass. That pass is caught to CD. And he gets tackled immediately by Burke, who yet again, on a third down, was able to make a stop. He did it last drive with Devontae Turpin, and now he does it again with CeeDee Lamb. So really good tackling right there. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys, field goals aren't doing anything to help you, man. All right, so this is probably not going to be snapped. They're probably going to take this thing into the fourth quarter. Jerry Jones, of course, always get his patented, trademarked camera angle from the luxury box, looking concerned. Fourth quarter, Arizona 27, Dallas Cowboys 10. Got to be shocking for them Cowboys. No, them boys thought they were about to blow out Arizona. Nah, not so fast. Cardinals, Cowgirls at casket match in Arlington AT&T Stadium, front of Cowgirls and Cardinals fans, just like WWE 2K25 and PS5, TJ. Yeah, actually, man, I actually went to WrestleMania at AT&T Stadium. I actually did, man. I went to WrestleMania when Shane McMahon jumped off the top of the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, man, that's the one I went to. And when he wrestled the Undertaker, I was actually at that WrestleMania. That was a pretty cool experience right there. That's when New Day came out, that big box of bootios. All right, but you are watching the State of the NFL podcast, live watch along, Monday Night Football matchup. Dallas Cowboys taking on the Arizona Cardinals. We are in the fourth quarter, and the Arizona Cardinals all over Dallas Cowboys 27-10, but the Cowboys are facing a 4th and 4, and if they don't get this, it's pretty much over, especially the way that defense is playing. Of course, their defense allowing a lot of points, a lot of yards, with it 31 points per game. That is not good. That is not good, folks. Especially when you're trailing like this. The offense cannot afford to have a bad game. They just can't. They cannot afford to have a bad game. All right, I've been taking a look at at some of the quarterbacks that are going to be featured in the 2026 draft, and every single week they do a little bit of a power ranking when it comes to the quarterbacks. And this week, number 1 is Dante Moore out of Oregon. Dante Moore has been playing really well this season. Pretty sure that the Oregon Ducks are going to be in a Big Ten championship, being a part of a college football playoffs. Number 2 is Fernando Mendoza from Indiana, who more than likely will play Oregon. So, Indiana, the way they looking. Lenore Sellers coming in at number 3. Ty Simpson at number 4. Carson Beck at number 5. Then you got John Mateer at number 6. Garrett Nussmeier at number 7. Drew Aller at number 8. Stam Levitt at Arizona State at number 9. All right, here's the staff. 4th and 4, Dak Prescott looking, throws. And that pass is tipped away and incomplete. Burks is just out here making plays, man. Back-to-back big plays. Turnover on downs. Dallas tried and failed. So Jonathan Gannon's defense is just able to make a play. And Burke right there timed it. And Jerry Jones is like, dog it. And CeeDee Lamb is like, tough night at the office. And then you got Taylon Green out of Arkansas at number 10. All right. So those are your top 10 quarterbacks in the draft. But of course, you're only going to really be looking at like maybe the top 3 guys. Dante Moore, to me, I think that he's a difference maker. I think he's a guy that is a gamer. He's also a guy with a lot of question marks. He hasn't played a lot of college football games. A lot of his success is in a short sample size, but man, everybody, compares him to some of the best throwers of the football in the game. And, he's a guy with a lot of scrap and grit and could possibly be be a face of a franchise. So he definitely would be my top quarterback. Like, I'm talking about like a guy that can come in, that can probably generate a lot of buzz, bring a lot of electricity. But so can Fernando Mendoza. His accuracy, he can make all the throws, has a big-time arm. Lenore Sellers, to me, he'll be a little bit more of a freakish athlete. Can he put it all together and be that quarterback that he needs to be? That's the question. But I think that you need a quarterback with a dog mentality, man. I think that's something that, if the New Orleans Saints with Tyler Shuck over the next 8 weeks, they can't see. You got to be able to take a look at some of these quarterbacks. You at least got to go to these universities and take a look. Dante Moore is a real dog mentality quarterback from Oregon, TJ. I pick that on our team in the 2026 draft. I like it. Look, I like Fernando Mendoza, but I just feel like for a guy who can come in to generate and excite a fan base, Dante Moore would be that guy. Dante Moore would be that guy. All right, so big time matchup for LSU going up against Alabama in Tuscaloosa. We all know about the things going on with LSU. Brian Kelly getting the old heave-ho. And, man, so, but they always seem to, like, fight and try to do everything they can to try to knock off Alabama. Alabama really been cooking as of late. All right, so anyway, 1st and 10 for the Arizona Cardinals, leading 27-10 at the start of the fourth quarter. 14-40-54 throws by Jacoby Brissett. That pass is caught by Trey McBride, and he's still fighting for extra yards. Instead of them trying to hold up the guy, just tackle him. All right, so we taking a look at Dak Prescott trying to make a throw. Nobody was really open. And a little bit, he kind of sailed it up there, man. Kind of sailed it up there. And a little bit late on the throw, and Denzel Burke just timed it perfectly. All right, so 2nd and 3 for the Arizona Cardinals. 2nd and 3 for the Arizona Cardinals, trying to isolate this game, put it on ice. And it's just been a tough night for the Dallas Cowboys, man. So we got an injury to Estabell. And, Marquise Bell out of Florida A&M, always going to root for a guy from HBCU, especially the SWAC, out there making plays and got a little shaken up on the play. So let's take a look, man. We see a little bit of a stiff arm right there. And I don't know, maybe, got bent up a little bit. All right, so, next man up. Next man up mentality for the Dallas Cowboys. 2nd and 3 for the Arizona Cardinals. Up 27-10. So here you go. Here's the handoff. This is the Bam Knight, who took a little bit of a drive off and really good tackling right there. So the Dallas Cowboys need to get off the field on 3rd down. You have got to step it up. You have got to force a punt on this 3rd and 3. The longer the Arizona Cardinals have the ball, the least, that you have an opportunity to be able to go out there and get this 1st down. It's less likely for you to be able to get the ball back. So if they convert, more time off the clock here. Jacoby Brissett under center, a little bit of a bobble snap right there. Jadeveon Clowney gets around the corner, and they're able to get him on the ground. Kenny Clark, along with Jadeveon Clowney, are able to get Jacoby Brissett down, and that is going to be fourth down. So the Dallas Cowboys sending the pressure, and Jadeveon Clowney has been doing really well tonight. I mean, they have really had problems neutralizing Jadeveon Clowney. And Kenny Clark meeting at the quarterback, that's what it's all about. All right, so Cavante Turpin. And you have to believe that Turpin. All right, so we got a flag on the play. More than likely, this is going to be on the Dallas Cowboys. But believe it or not, I mean, the only points or touchdown that the Dallas Cowboys have is that special teams touchdown they had earlier. The offense has been pretty much non-existent tonight. But once again, there's a flag on the play. Right? Yeah. So we've already discussed this. Most special teams plays are going to be on a receiving team. Like, you rarely ever see it on a kicking team. Rarely ever see that. But I got a question for you. I got a question for the Saints fans out there. As of right now, upon the making of this live stream, the New Orleans Saints have the number one pick in the draft. And let's say they end up keeping that number one pick. Do you think the New Orleans Saints would draft Arch Manning if he decided to come out? Now, as of late, Arch Manning seemed like he's been playing pretty well. Over the last two games, as a matter of fact, he's had a total of 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. So if he decides like, okay, man, I've been playing well, I've been improving. If he decides to come out, do you think that the New Orleans Saints would draft Arch Manning? I do. I do. For a team that pays way more attention to optics, I think they would. But the question would be, if they were to do that, would you be upset? Like, would you be upset if they was to do that? Like, let's just say he just turns around, he plays great, and he just balls out and say, okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and enter the draft, which I doubt that he does. Like, I don't see Arch Manning coming out. I don't see him coming out. Like, I don't feel like it's necessary for him to do so. I think, first off, I think that he went into like a completely impossible situation. Like, completely impossible. Like, the fact that you are a Manning, you have the hype train behind you. So, it was pretty impossible to, be thrust into a situation like that. But say, hell no. Say, got to hit that ball with that bishop. Hell to the no. Look, but I don't know, man. Like, that seemed like a Saints thing to do. Like, what do you think the fans would want? What if we were to draft Archie Manning's grandson? That's great. Like, but I don't know, man. I think they would. I don't think they would. I don't think they would like not do it. Like, I think they probably would. Wait, Diego Pavilla is nowhere on that list. I know Louisville lost, but that's still a little shocking. Yeah, man, they're going to talk about the dude's size and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. And they probably even talk about his stat line. They ain't going to talk about the dog that man got in him. Dak Prescott steps up in the pocket, throws at the feet of CeeDee Lamb, incomplete, 2nd and 10. All right, so the Dallas Cowboys got to get it going now. They got to. They have got to come away with a touchdown on this drive, as Brian Schottenheimer, the son of the legendary late Marty Schottenheimer, one of my favorite coaches of all time. Yeah, I just like how Marty played the game, man. Good balance. Tried to run the football. Used to call that Marty ball. Used to enjoy watching Marty coach. But anyway, 2nd and 10. Here's the snap. Dak Prescott looking some more. This time he escapes the pocket, tries to run, slides, and he gets a few yards. Doesn't get the first down, but makes it very manageable on this 3rd down, 3rd and 4. and we have a player down on the field. So we got Wilson on the ground and a 3rd and 4 for the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully ain't nothing too serious, man. You hate to see that. Dallas D making ours look good. Yeah, it does, right? But like I said, that's the reason why you have to take a look at other teams, because you'll think you dealing and suffering in silence. I mean, you actually suffering in silence, if you don't wake up and realize it. But anyway, you think you suffering on your own, like other teams aren't going through what you're actually going through. And then you watch games like, dang, man, maybe my team wasn't as bad as I thought. All right, let's look at some of these other positions out here, man. I don't want to just be biased to the quarterbacks because, you can end up like picking, any players you want. If I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at the top NFL prospects out there in 2026, all right? I'm going to look at some of the top guys, the top individuals. All right. All right, we got Caleb Downs as the number one guy. You got Reuben Baines Jr., ranked number 3 on the list. I believe that's Francis Mayagola. He is a offensive lineman. That seems like that's right up the Saints' alley. Right up their alley, being able to draft that. Like I said, you got Reuben Baines, got Caden Proctor. You got Keldrick Falk. You got Spencer Fano. You got Dante Moore, Peter Woods, Jeremiah Love, Ty Simpson. First off, I'm going to make it very clear. Like, I ain't drafting nothing out of Notre Dame. Running back, linebacker. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, Ty Simpson. Then you got Jermon McCoy and Jordan Tyson, 6'2", wide receiver, who everybody is clamoring over. All right, those are your top picks in the 2026 NFL draft that everybody is saying that you need to focus on. Wide receivers, I mentioned Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon. Then you got Chris Brazil the second. You got Cornell Tate, Denzel Boston, Chris Bell, Concepcion out of Texas A&M. I mean, so you got Mark Wilson, going to the blue tent. Hopefully he's okay. But the Dallas Cowboys are dealing with a 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. Here's a snap. Dak looking, pass, caught. And that is a big time catch right there. I mean, that was a big time catch right there. Okay, so 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. Here's the snap. Dak Prescott looking, throws the ball and throws it to the sidelines. That's George Pickens, spins out and trying to fight for extra yards, but coughs up the football. But Javonte Williams, luckily, is there to pick it up. So look, I respect the hustle, man, but sometimes you got to live to fight another day. The longer that you are trying to fight for extra yards, those guys are happy that you're trying to stand up. They're going to be trying to, good protection right there for Dak Prescott. Goes to George Pickens again, gets around the corner, tries to fight again, and gets the first down and a whole lot more. So he gets 19 yards. So back-to-back big plays right there. So you see Wilson going to the tent, and now Thompson is on the ground. So George Pickens is out there, man. He trying to get this thing together. If we would have the first pick, I'd love to trade down, but I know they won't. We know they about trading. You know they're about making trades now. We know about that. But they mostly be trying to trade up. Love seeing the Cowboys get crushed. Yeah, they are getting destroyed out here, man. A lot of garbage time stats right here. A lot of garbage. A lot of garbage. But hey, man, I mean, as long as Dak Prescott out there, he gonna be out there wheeling and dealing and throwing that ball all over the place. So Dak Prescott, 18 to 31, 217 yards, sacked twice. All right, so right now the Arizona Cardinals is just trying to find ways to try to get the Dallas Cowboys off the field. They were able to get them, Cowboys went 4-and-out last drive. So here we go. Dak Prescott in a gun. And here's a delayed handoff to Williams. Williams gets around the corner, barrels between two defenders, knocks two of them down, and able to get down to the goal line for a 1st and goal. So the Dallas Cowboys on the move. All right, so here we go. Guys getting set. And here's the snap. And quick pass. Throws it. Pass. Cut. So that is a touchdown. And just like that, I mean, just like that, the Dallas Cowboys have life. Now, can the defense get another stop? And he was holding. I mean, Ryan Flanoy, you look at him, man, he's a young guy making plays. I mean, I know they gotta feel good. Brandon Aubrey kick right down the middle, and that is good. So the Dallas Cowboys cut this Arizona Cardinals lead to 10, only 10. So can Dak Prescott and them boys facilitate a comeback? 10 minutes left, but the defense has got to make a stop. What's your thought on our team's defensive lineman going to get a pick on round 4 through 6, draft 2026? What I think about the Saints defensive line? Mid. Don't think that they consistently get a pass rush. Can't really stop the run. Not very good right now. Not very good, man. Mendoza or a receiver like Tyson or a D-line like Bain. Yeah. I mean, look, I wouldn't mind getting any of that because the Saints need all that and then some. But, if the New Orleans Saints get the first pick and they feel like Tyler Shuck is their guy, over the next 8 weeks, Tyler Shuck just start flashing and showing that he has promise, and you're like, okay, man, we can invest in this guy. Like, you can trade down and, maybe get, some multiple first-round picks, maybe, get a second-round pick in this draft. Like, you got to find ways to try to make yourself competitive. Question is, how far would you want to move down, if you were? So if you had like the first pick and let's just say you want to, move down to 6 or something, like what would it take? Maybe you can get 2 first-round picks for that or something. So you got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. But once again, Dak Prescott is able to connect with Ryan Flanoy for a touchdown to cut the lead to 10. Arizona has got to find a way to try to move this ball down the field. Dallas Cowboys making it a little bit uncomfortable for the Arizona Cardinals, even though they dominated the majority of the night. I feel like no matter what they are going to give Shuck another year. Yeah. But this is insane. If Tyler Shuck show mediocre effort and bruh, if you get the first overall pick, man, you gotta draft a quarterback. I'm talking about if this dude is out there basically just showing you the same thing that Spencer Rattler shows you, like you pretty much got like the same guy. Pretty much got the same guy, man. So if you weren't satisfied with the Spencer Rattler experience, like I think that you need to take that into consideration. All right, so Dortch is trying to get up the field and gets a really good solid return there. Like it can't look the same way. It cannot look the same way. And like, because if that's the case, then you might well should have kept Rattler in the game and had him as your quarterback. If both of the quarterbacks looking virtually the same. Because what you're saying is Tyler Shuck is going to give you something completely different. So if it's not different, then why in God's name would you try to, bring back or try to build your team around a guy that you felt like wasn't giving you enough? 1st and 10 for the Arizona Cardinals. All right, you got Jacoby Brissett under center as they try to soak away some clock here and play action. Oh, and right there, man, Dante Fowler. And he is in pain, man. Hope he's all right. I mean, they read that all the way. So, and that must have been some type of, and that had to be like some type of mishap on the offensive line. Somebody didn't block somebody. It's pretty obvious, but I don't know if somebody was supposed to, maybe take into account Dante Fowler. But hey. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 19. Throws, pass, caught, and it's a first down. Can you believe it? 2nd and 19. And they get 19. Wow. You can't make this stuff up, man. I know a Dallas Cowboy fan right now probably has a broken TV. I mean, this is insane. 2nd and 19. And he just drills it in there. Trey McBride, wide open. 19 yards, man. Unbelievable. Wow. Man, that is, all right, man, I'm going to holler at y'all later type stuff right there. Meaning if you're an AT&T, all right, let's get up out of here. But really good jump right there. And bam. Is get absolutely bammed on that play by James. I mean, he gets nothing on there. I mean, absolutely nothing. 3rd tight end in NFL history with 5+ receptions in 10 straight games. Dude is a dog, man. He's very underrated because, a lot of people don't really pay that much attention to Arizona, but I think a lot of people are waking up to his talent. And I'm glad that he's playing on Monday Night Football tonight because this is a stage for him to showcase his skills and people to see how special he is. 2nd and 10, Jacoby Brissett looking, and he gets sacked. So Stewart is able to get home. So once again, 3rd down, 3rd and long. Can the Dallas Cowboys get off the field? I mean, so Stewart, a little bit of a delayed blitz there, comes out on the corner, and man, it seems like every time they go after Jacoby Brissett, it's like they free. So I'll be mad because these guys coming at him full steam ahead, man. Ain't nothing he can do about it. 3rd and 18. Jacoby Brissett in the gun, snap, looking. And it's going to be a false start anyway, man, which I thought it should have been. Maybe he just couldn't hear the whistle. So it's going to be even more difficult. It's going to be a 3rd and 23. I could have sworn the Cowboys signed Peyton Turner. Maybe he's on Peyton Turner in street clothes. He in street clothes. I seen him over there on the Dallas Cowboys sidelines. Remind me of Rattler couldn't read a blitz to save his life. Who reminds you of Rattler? Who, Jacoby Brissett? Nah. Man, Jacoby Brissett, man, that's a smart, solid backup quarterback there, man. All right, 3rd and 23 for the Arizona Cardinals as they're holding on to a 10-point lead. 7 minutes, 49 seconds left. And let's see what they do here. Will they just do a handoff? And they won't. Free play. And I'm talking about trying to hit the screen, and nobody was fooled. Kenny Clark. Right there, man. Tried to catch the defense over pursuing, and instead you had Kenny Clark rated a mile away, decided to stay back, and that play was over before it started. I mean, TJ, can you believe the Carolina Panthers are winning football games? I'm actually proud of. Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, when you've been down for so long and you start to like turn a corner, man, like good to see them boys just try to find like some type of stride, and I'm happy for Bryce Young too, man. This guy was a first overall pick, a lot of pressure on him. People calling him a bust and all this other stuff and talking about he need to be cut and and like he ain't cut out for the NFL. And now look at him, man. He's out there making plays and he got some playmakers. So credit to them, man. Like Dave Canales and him are finally on the same page. If it's 3rd and 23 for the Saints, it might as well be 3rd and inches for the offense they face, especially yesterday. My goodness. All right, so here we go. 4th and 23. And Jonathan Gannon is like, man, we had it. So taking a look, man. I mean, I don't know. Hey, TJ, I picked the Panthers to win the NFC South. I didn't. I said they was going to be second in the division, though. And people said I was crazy. Like, man, like they're looking more like a reality now. People like, oh man, you hating, man. I'm like, man, like Carolina better than a lot of people gave them credit for. I ain't gonna lie, they not there yet, but they learning how to win. And you got a lot of young guys on the team learning to win together. All right, so here we go. O'Donnell was able to get it off. Here's the return. Turpin tries to get up the field, and he gets little to nothing. It doesn't even make sense to get mad anymore, TJ. The Saints going to Saints. I don't think no one on this team cares. Kellen Moore needs to give the play sheet up. Don't do it. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. Somebody please tell me, when has a head coach give up his respected responsibility and it worked out? I'm pretty sure they probably got some cases, but I'm talking about in recent history. Who could you remember? Job was on the line, gave up the play calling, gave it up, and they end up keeping their job. That should be a face mask. Are they gonna call it? Nah, they just say he raked it across there. But anyway, yeah, I've never seen that. I ain't never seen a coach give up their play calling duties and they keep their job. It's always like the last sign of desperation. I think Kevin Stefanski doing it. So pretty much the writing on the wall here. Dak throws, caught, Pickens, and that's going to be a first down. And they're going to get George Pickens with a flag for a boneheaded, stupid play for taunting a cornerback. Like, what the heck are you doing, dude? Like, come on, man. You want the ball and you're going to give it to the referee. Right? You got it, man. Bro. Everything not about you, man. Like, you got, like, come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Like, come on, dude, man. Y'all trailing by 10. All right, you made a good play. Keep it moving. Like, just keep it moving. Plain and simple. Just keep it moving. I don't understand these young cats, man. I understand like talking noise, like why you lined up with them right now. Like, okay, talk a little noise, win your rep. That's it. But sitting up there, man, trying to taunt and try to flex on guys, man. Come on, man. When it's like every yard counts here. All right, so here we go. Dak steps up in the pocket, escapes, runs, continue to runs, lean forward, and gets the first down. So Dak Prescott trying to get his team back on the line. Little bit of tempo, no huddle here. All right, so here we go. Clock continues to tick. Dak Prescott in the gun, looking, pass, caught, Lamb, gets around the side, stiff arms a guy, gets about 6 or 7 yards on the play. Second down for the Dallas Cowboys. So right now, the Arizona Cardinals are reeling. Dallas Cowboys are going to work, no tempo yet again. Ryan Flanoy on the outside. Got CeeDee Lamb in the slot. Might be called for an offsides penalty. Pickens, pass, caught. Probably going to be a decline penalty because the defender jumped off sides. So that's going to be on the Arizona Cardinals. Seeing that a mile away. That penalty is declined. That's going to be a first down. So Barrett Browning is responsible for the offsides penalty, which the Dallas Cowboys declined because of a completion to George Pickens. 5:47 remaining. Clock continues to tick. Dallas Cowboys, 4 yards, 114 to Arizona, 0. But guess what? He is on the ground. And Walter Nolan, have yourself a night, young man. I mean, just gets around the corner and just, man, Walter Nolan out here letting everybody know that he in the building. 2nd and 16 for the Dallas Cowboys. And here's the snap. Looking. Dak trying to get around the corner. Slings it sideways. Pass caught to Kevontae Turpin. So that's going to bring up a third down. Probably got about 9 to 10 yards on that play. Really good pass. Dak Prescott. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 12. And you have to believe, you got a decision you can make here. You can try to kick a field goal. You're in field goal range. You can probably bring out Brandon Aubrey if you can't get the first down here. Try to get yourself within 7. Quick screen pass right there, and Will Johnson and crew. And there's a football, and it's picked up by the Arizona Cardinals. Ball security for the Dallas Cowboys has been atrocious tonight. 3 fumbles by the Dallas Cowboys. And that, sir, that man is a fumble. I mean, they have struggled with ball security all night. Ferguson fumbles. Pickens fumbles. And now Williams, man, at one of the most crucial times in the game. Wow. They just cannot get out of their own way tonight. Had some momentum, but yet the Arizona Cardinals right there. And this Dallas Cowboy fan pretty much is every Dallas Cowboy fan in the building. My boy put on them Cartiers on. That man putting them Cartiers on them, boy. And Dallas Cowboy fans are just over it, man. I feel you. I definitely feel you. Reuben Bain Jr. and Chase Young would be a nasty duo, TJ. Yeah, they would. They would. Thank God. Let's see. Thank God, as terrible as the Saints are, thank God we don't have a primetime. Yeah, nobody will see that. Nobody won't see that, bro. Like, I barely want to watch these games like that. For real, the way them boys playing. I used to look forward to seeing the Saints play. Man, like, I used to be excited. I mean, I still want to see them play, man, but I'd be lying to you if I'd be like, man, can we just get this over with? That's the way it feels right now. I mean, this man, like, is carrying that. All right, so 4:25, and Dallas Cowboys call a timeout to try to stop the clock here. So right now, if you're Arizona, man, it's just about exhausting this clock. TJ, would you call the Cowboys and see if they're interested in a Chase Young? No, I wouldn't. Man, I think you can build, man, you need to be thinking about building your team and your defense around Chase Young. Like maybe adding somebody to go alongside him. Somebody like that. Like, I don't think you need to be trying to get rid of no Chase Young. Like he's young enough for him to be like your next premier pass rush. He's only 26 years old, even though it feels like he's been in the league forever. Like he's young, man. No pun intended. 2nd and 4 for the Arizona Cardinals. Got the ball with a 10-point lead. And here's another handoff right here. And he gets around the corner and he stiff arms and he slides and stays in bounds, and really smart play right there. That was smart. Ain't nothing like watching a smart football player make smart decisions. DeMarcano, it just basically he just gets the ball. He's finding a hole. Really good block right there by Trey McBride to allow him to get to the 3rd level. And he just slips and falls, man. Like stays in bounds, trips and falls, and understands the magnitude of the game. And so DeMarcano, man, with a smart decision. I mean, and it forces the Dallas Cowboys to use another timeout. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, when he was running these. So making a smarter decision, man. And that's what you want to be known for right there. Running that ball and, making that type of decision instead of that decision by slowing down. And that's a big hit right there. But he's able to get, and that's another timeout. So right now the Dallas Cowboys have 0 timeouts. 0. So it makes it even more difficult for them to try to facilitate this comeback. Chase Young has been playing some damn good football, surprisingly. I think that 3-4 defense is helping them out a lot, man. Think the Saints should trade their number 1 pick for capital and at the 6th pick. Oh, I thought you were about to say a 6th round pick. I'm like, please. Like, if Mickey Loomis doing that, man, my goodness. So, somebody needs to commit that, man, if he don't make a move like that. You can have my 1st overall pick for a 6th round pick. What? All that excitement in the offseason to see your team play, and they play like this is disheartening. Yeah, it is. All that talking. What they going to look like? What they going to be? Are they going to be as good as people say? Are they going to be as bad? And then all of a sudden they got 1 game. All right, but anyway, 2nd and 8. Here's a handoff. And Jadeveon Clowney makes a quick tackle, and he's down on the ground. He's hurt. I mean, shades of that Denard Robinson tackle that he had back in South Carolina. He was right there on the spot. So right now, a lot of soul searching on the sideline for the Dallas Cowboys, man. A lot of soul searching as they are going to go to 3-5-1 more than likely, and it's going to bring the Arizona Cardinals to 3-5. So, all right, so here we go. 3rd and 12 for the Arizona Cardinals. And here's a play action, little chip. And Jacoby Brissett running, slides. Didn't get the 1st down, but still the clock continues to tick. So you want to use up all of the clock, call the timeout maybe with like 1 second left. So let's see, 4th and 8. So what you want to do is, more than likely, you want to just take a delay of game penalty. Maybe take a delay of game penalty here. Punt the football. And they're going to snap it. Unbelievable. Jacoby Brissett throws, and that pass is incomplete. I don't think I agree with that right there. I think what you should have done is call a delay of game penalty, punt the football. I don't know. I don't think I agree with that. That punt probably would have took another 5 seconds off the clock, maybe 10. He got it. This was low. This was low. All right, so Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jacoby Brissett can't hook up. All right, so here we go. Dak Prescott looking, spins out, and he is sacked. You got Zay Collins out there, Campbell. Man, it's amazing. This man the same age as me out there, still balling, still making plays. All right, so here we go. Here's the snap. Dak Prescott steps up in the pocket, goes deep. I don't know who he throw it to, maybe the grass. But he threw it to the 20. Really good arm strength right there. Incomplete. 3rd and 19 for the Dallas Cowboys. That's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. You can tell these teams hate tech. Hate teach? Or hate each other. I don't know. Well, hate each other? I mean, I don't know, man. They might. I think they don't seem they really get along. I mean, they do have like some history. What are we wrong about Clint Kubiak, TJ? Man, the thing about it is when it comes to the Saints, like, oh, we right about anything. You ain't think about it. Like when people be like, man, that guy ain't good. And then he leave and go to another team. And then all of a sudden he find prosperity. So I don't know, man. I just think, to me, I hate to say this about it, but it's almost like the same thing with the quarterback situation with the Jets. It's like when you're the quarterback for the Jets, you can't play. When you leave, it's like, okay, man, just you just become all world, credible, respectable. Same thing with the Browns, man. You just become a really good, much better version of yourself. I already read that one. I'm just trying to make sure I'm looking at the ones that I didn't read. This is the worst record I've seen the Saints have had since I've been alive. To be fair, I'm only 23. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, Cedric. That you don't even remember when the Saints were bad, but I do. Petrus Farm remembers. Shoot, I remember, and I don't want to see it no more. For real, it felt good watching New Orleans Saints knowing they were gonna get at least 7 wins, 8. I can live with that, but 1. Dark times, man. Dark times in New Orleans. Dark. As my grandfather would say, so dark you can feel it with your hand. Dark out here, man. Dark out here in these streets. Yeah, but I think we may have been wrong about old Clint Kubiak. He might get himself a head coaching job messing around with Sam Darnold. Man, he needed a Sam Darnold because, man, she messing around with Derek Carr. And what that tell you right there, too? What that tell you, man? That's all I want to know. What that tell you? Look at Sam Darnold with Clint Kubiak. That's all I got to say. 3rd and 19, Dak Prescott, desperation time. Calais Campbell again. Back to back. The OG. Man, that's the one thing about those type of players, man. Those special players, like they just don't age, man. They still make plays. 4th and 28. 4th and a miracle. Rolling. Trying to sling that thing. Pick. And by Denzel Burke. That man having a night of his life. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your dagger. Back-to-back sacks. Denzel Burke having a night of his life. Josh Sweat was chasing down Dak Prescott, all night long. And this man just continues to ball the heck out. I mean, unbelievable, man. I mean, Dak trying to do anything that he can, rolls out, tried to sling the ball down the field to a reliable. Well, when you got Cavante Turpin, Ryan Flournoy out there, I mean, but anyway, here's the knee. Jacoby Brissett and Arizona Cardinals coming to AT&T Stadium and basically just dominate this game, man. They dominated this game. They dominated this game. Like the score to me isn't even indicative of how this game went. Like technically it should be 27-10. That touchdown that Dak threw was just straight garbage. Garbage. I mean, Arizona dominated this game. Dallas had no answers. And here we go. Here's the knee, and that is your dagger, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. And the Arizona Cardinals, once again, coming to AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and leave with a victory. All right, so the Arizona Cardinals, man, fourth straight win versus Dallas. 8-1 in the last 9. Like I said, the Cardinals, they just dominate the Cowboys. It's crazy. I bet the Arizona Cardinals like, man, I wish we played the Dallas Cowboys. They was in our division. We played them every week. That's crazy, man. That means that Dak Prescott only beat the Arizona Cardinals in his career one time. That's crazy. Let's see. I live 10 minutes away from the Arlington Stadium. Glad the Cowgirls lost. Yeah, man, I'm very familiar with around that area, man. Very familiar with that area. You know, I used to go to that Six Flags that they used to have out there in Arlington, man, when I was living down there. Then I used to go to ABS, it's called American Broadcasting School out there in Arlington, which was not far from Six Flags at all. Like that was right when I got out of college. So I used to go to Arlington all the time. Would you take Kyler Murray if he was on the trade block? No, I would not. Saints need to start from scratch. Cards are a much better team than their record. Yeah, I mean, they're a good football team, man. I like Arizona. I like Arizona, man. I think that they, you know, like you mentioned, Josh, they're not very good when it comes to the ownership. But you know, they always like a scrappy team, tough. You know, always got some good solid players because most of the time they kind of picking in the top 10. So, you know, but they put a good product on the field. They put a good product on the field. Dak all, folks. It burns my soul that people from Louisiana are Cowboys fans. That makes no sense to me at all. I'm from a small town called Nacogdoches. Natchitoches. Is that Natchitoches? You from Natchitoches? And I bleed black and gold all day. Are you from? If that Natchitoches, man, I'm very familiar with that. But nah, man, it doesn't make any sense. It don't make sense, but a lot of them OGs, you know, the Saints were so bad when they was you know, growing up that they just rolled with the Cowboys. There are a lot of like older, like you know, OGs from New Orleans that's like that. Yeah, Natchitoches, man. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Natchitoches not that man. Natchitoches is I don't think it's that far from where my grandparents did. My grandparents stay in Tallulah. The City of Lights. Okay. Yeah, I'm very familiar with Natchitoches. They just need better helmets. Cars helmets should be black or gray. I mean, they got that black helmet. They black helmet look pretty cool. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for this episode of the Watchalong Monday Night Football Primetime Edition. Thank you so much for checking out this live stream. Dallas Cowboys lose 27-17. over the Arizona Cardinals. They fall to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are 3-5. The Cowboys are 3-5-1. Of course, they had that tie on Sunday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers a few weeks ago. So both teams are trying to figure some things out. You know, Arizona trying to figure it out. Looked like they found success with Jacoby Brissett. Can this remain? I mean, he started pretty strong, kind of sputtered down the stretch. But, you know, it's good that these guys going out there, they needed a game like this. And the Dallas Cowboys, they have got to find a way to try to fix this defense, or it's going to be another rough season for them missing the playoffs. You can follow me on X at TJAYJones8. Make sure you subscribe to the State of the NFL podcast channel. And also, you can check out the NFC South Roundtable every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. We talk about some of the storylines pertaining to the NFC South. There are representatives for every respected team in the South. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com, search NFC South Roundtable. Till next time, I'll see you down the road.